Hello everyone, and welcome to Noodle Journey, your destination for detailed and informative reviews of the instant noodle universe. Today's review is something that's been available in other countries for a little while, but just made its way to the USA in one of the most unlikely of retailers. This is the American export version of Samyang Buldak Yakisoba. Before we get started, please remember to like, share, and subscribe so that I can keep bringing you more new reviews. Now, this particular yakisoba flavor has been out for over a year in other areas like South Korea and Australia, but out of the blue, it started showing up at Target stores in the USA just a couple weeks ago. That's right, everyone. At the time of this filming, I can't find a single other American store that stocks this flavor, not even my local Asian markets. Maybe Target has an exclusivity deal with Samyang, or maybe this just hasn't made its way to any Asian markets near me yet. But whatever the case may be, of course, I grabbed a pack from my local Target for a review immediately. I paid $7 for a 5-pack of these, so it should be in that same price range ballpark at your Target as well. Now, there's one very big difference between this version exported to America and what you may see in other markets. I will talk about that when I get to the ingredients. For now, if you aren't familiar with yakisoba, it's a stir-fried noodle dish from Japan that looks like this, and usually it has a wonderful, zesty, umami, slightly sweet sauce, typically made from a combination of Worcestershire sauce, oyster sauce, ketchup, soy sauce, and sugar. And you may see other stuff like tamarind, mirin, or sake, or vinegar. There's lots of variations in yakisoba sauce recipes, but generally speaking, you get that tangy combination of flavors with fried noodles. It's great. And if you want to try a non-spicy version of it, seek out Myojo's Ippei-chan Yakisoba that was on my first top 10 list. It's really top-tier yakisoba. So of course, in typical fashion, what Samyang has done here is combine that standard yakisoba sauce flavor with its signature Buldak heat. So let's get into what specifically is in this pack. And first off, we have 1,630 milligrams of sodium in a single bag, if that matters to you. So inside the pack, you might notice that we've got a new type of noodle that isn't in any of the other Buldak product range. These are much thinner than either the usual round or flat noodles that you see in the rest of the Buldak lineup, and they only cook for 3 minutes. We've also got a sauce packet and a flake packet. The sauce packet is a lot of that stuff I was talking about earlier: Worcestershire sauce, oyster sauce, and sugar. But it also has a couple surprises like apple juice concentrate, and buried way down in the ingredients list is habanero pepper extract. Usually chili pepper is near the top of the list in Buldak, so does this mean it won't be as spicy? Will it being habanero pepper affect the flavor and the heat? We'll find out. And then for the flake packet, we've got cabbage, which is a typical yakisoba vegetable topping. What's also a typical yakisoba ingredient is mayonnaise. And that's the big difference I was hinting at earlier. You see, if you buy this, for example, in Australia, the photo on the front of the package will show a drizzle of mayonnaise across the noodles. And that's because that export of Buldak Yakisoba comes with a spicy mayonnaise packet. This one here in the US from Target does not. So if you buy this from Target, this is what you get. No mayonnaise. And I'm really disappointed in that because I would have loved to have tried it. They do sell bottled Buldak mayonnaise in South Korea, but I don't know if it's the same exact stuff that comes in the other versions of yakisoba. So anyway, all that aside, I'm going to review this as is, because that's the rule on this channel. But if you are a yakisoba and mayo fan, then you're going to need to provide your own mayo. Let me get this cooked. Okay, and here we go. Watch out for the cooking process for this because it is different from almost every other Buldak flavor. The noodles only cook for 3 minutes, like I said, but you don't need to reserve any water for a stir-fry step. As you can see, you just drain them completely and then add the sauce at the end. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to see any photos on Reddit of this prepared as a soup. It's just wrong. Smells pretty strongly of yakisoba sauce. All right, and now give this a good stir so that the noodles are well coated. All right, looks like it's coated well enough. I should mention the cabbage flakes rehydrated really nicely. The flake packet doesn't look that big, but then these unfurl and come back to life really well. Okay, so this smells exactly like yakisoba, very strong Worcestershire sauce ketchup vibes to it. Let's give it a taste. Alright, so starting off the review with the noodles, as always. Yeah, these are much thinner than the usual Buldak noodles, but they still have a good chew. Yakisoba like this typically goes with thinner noodles. I think the pairing of the noodle gauge and the sauce is really good. I think next time I make these, I might even cook these for 2.5 minutes just to get them a little more al dente, because as it stands, these are slightly softer than I like. But all in all, still a decent quality noodle. I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10. And now the spice level. Just because the habanero pepper is buried all the way down in the ingredients list at the bottom, does not mean this isn't hot. This is pretty hot. It also has a very strong linger to it. This is not quite as spicy as the original black package hot chicken flavor, but it's not far off. I've seen some people on Reddit say that they don't find this one as spicy as the other varieties, and I have to wonder if that is because they are eating an export from a different region. Maybe the American version has a stronger pepper flavor or a larger amount of capsaicin extract. Who could say? But for me, these are a 7 out of 10 on my spice scale. They're pretty hot. And now for the overall flavor. I really like the smell of these because I love the smell of yakisoba sauce. It smells like Worcestershire sauce. That's one of my go-to ingredients with certain recipes. On first bite, I really got a lot of good yakisoba flavor. And then the habanero capsaicin kind of came in on the back end. And while I can handle the spice level of this just fine, like I haven't had to reach for a glass of milk or anything, I took a few bites after that and honestly did not get very much yakisoba flavor out of it. I think the spice level in this is a little unbalanced compared to the other flavors, because all I taste now is the pepper extract and very little of the things I love about yakisoba. Let me try another bite just to make sure I didn't get something that was very unsauced. Yeah, there it is again. I get that wonderful, salty, briny, sweet, tangy yakisoba flavor, and then right away it's gone, only to be replaced by pepper extract. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about that. Yeah, it's not bad, and I get that Samyang has to put that chili extract in here to make it Buldak, but the other flavors are not bold enough to stand up to the chili pepper, and I find that pretty disappointing. The cabbage flakes are good. They came back nicely. Good cabbage flavor, decent mild crunch. Yeah, while I can tolerate this spice just fine, I would have liked it so much more if they dropped the chili extract down to the level of, say, cream carbonara or something. Because right now it's just kind of overpowering everything else. So in a more perfect world, I probably would have given this a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10. This is going to sit right at a 6 out of 10 for me. It's still good, but in my opinion, just a little more tweaking of this recipe, and this would have been so much better. So there we have it, folks. I don't think it's the best Buldak flavor, and it's a bit of a departure in both texture and flavor from other Buldak products. It's worth trying if you like the idea of spicy yakisoba, but if you really, really love the flavor of yakisoba sauce, you're going to want it to come through a little bit more than it does here. The lack of included mayonnaise is also really disappointing, but go to your nearest Asian market, buy a bottle of Kewpie that was made in Japan, and problem solved. Like most yakisoba, this will take really well to almost any protein you have on hand, and it will give you a quick and hearty meal. And I'm willing to bet that once I add my own mayonnaise to this after the camera turns off, if it tapers down the spice just the right way, then I'm going to find the flavor of this a lot more agreeable. That's it for this review. As always, I'll be on the lookout for new Buldak products in the future, and I still have a couple imported ones in the queue to review one of these days. If you try this, let me know your thoughts, or if there's another yakisoba product you think I should review, let me know that too. Hopefully I will see you here again on Noodle Journey.